Good evening, everybody. My name is William Delfs, and I do a live show here on Facebook. Um, to those of you who don't know me, I've been widowed 4 times, and it's been a struggle. And I wanted to talk about and celebrating my departed wife, the late great Sophia Madera, my honey bunny, my special angel, and what a woman, I'll tell you. And she was truly an awesome woman. She passed away at 54 years old on at 3:30 in the morning on 20 September 2019. And since I've been full of grief. I've been angry, but nothing is going to compare to the story I'm going to tell you this evening. And I hope it's an inspiration to all of you. I did have this written down on a thing on a post, and Facebook's just well, it's just being Facebook. So, but it's okay. It's great. And first of all, I wanted to say thank you for everybody who's been so supportive. I have not been an easy person to live with, and especially that one special person from the Northlands, and you know who you are, and you know I love you very much, and it goes without saying that your happiness means everything to me. Thank you because you gave me a really big lift up, and you've helped me so much. I guess grow in the past couple of days, as hard as it is to believe. But to those who didn't know Honey Bunny, she was a beautiful woman. She was truly an angel, the most giving woman I ever met. I'd tell her often how much I admired her, how much I wish I could be like her, because she taught me about forgiveness, she taught me about life, she taught me about everything. And just an angel. I never expected to lose her after 10 years of marriage, but I have a lot of happy memories of her, which I'm celebrating tonight. I've learned in this process. I used to think that death was permanent, and it was the end of everything, but it's actually not. I found that true love conquers all, and definitely, for the most part, love endures even after death, especially when it comes to special gifts. And one of the things I'm going to talk about this evening is how my honey bunny continuously, saved me from myself and saved my life so many times I can't even count. Regretfully, I couldn't save her life, but she's in heaven. She's in a good place. She died of a widowmaker, which is not a medical diagnosis. It's just a very large heart attack. She did not suffer. She died in about 30 seconds. My last moments with her were actually filled with regret, because basically what happened was I got up, heard some noise in the bedroom. She's sitting on the ground. She's going through her paperwork. And what she did commonly, and bless her heart, I mean, she had paperwork out the wazoo and just like to organize it. And I think it gave her a purpose, because she felt, like having pain management issues for 35 years was very difficult on her. And boy, did she try. But she had a smile on her face every single day with pain that would break me in two. And she did it with a smile, and so loving, and the biggest heart I've ever heard. And a really quick story about her. She had a friend that was not a very good choice for her, and would get her into a lot of trouble. Now, I can't say it because my wife made her choices too, but also, my wife had poor boundaries at the time. So everybody has their faults, even an angel like her. And I told her she was with her friend, and what had happened is they were somewhere, I forget where they're at, maybe at the friend's house. Pardon me, I have dry skin from sunburn. And there were some other people there, and they said to my wife, they said, you better check your pocketbook, because I think Terry's got all your stuff. And my wife's pocketbook, she checked, was empty. She checked Terry's pocketbook, emptied out, and there's all my wife's stuff. My wife instantly forgave her. Okay? My wife had her friend Terry, who's is a whole separate story, a tragedy in her own, but I'm not here to talk about that. Would tell me she would have to lock her purse in the trunk to go over to Terry's house. And I said, then why are you friends with this person? Because this was a woman also who would accuse me of cheating with her, which never happened. I was faithful to my wife, would try to break up our marriage, and do all kinds of nasty things because she wanted my wife's pain medicine. She was a drug addict. And, there are drug addicts, and there's, if you're suffering from that disease, it's tragic, but at the same time, it doesn't make you a bad person. You do bad things, you hurt people, you break hearts. With that being said, I said, why are you friends with this person? She tries to break us up. She does all this stuff. She lies. She said, does evil, vile things to you. And my wife said, well, she has no friends. And I said, did you ever wonder why she has no friends? And my wife taught me a lesson. She sure did. Taught me about life right there. She said, Will, she has no friends. And I thought, that truly takes a special person. And she was special. She was the most beautiful in every single way. And that's not even touching her physical beauty. So she's going through her paperwork, and I get up and I said, baby, would you like something to drink? I'm going to the kitchen. I'll bring you, and she goes, oh, I like a glass of tea. So I come back with a glass of tea. I set it on the nightstand, and I felt bad because I was grumpy. I just woken up, and just 3 in the morning. I hadn't gotten enough rest. And I said to her, come on, baby, let's get up. And she didn't really get up, and she started coughing. And I couldn't figure out, okay, well, maybe she just, but she hadn't drank her tea yet. That was kind of funny. And that was the only symptoms. I tried to lift her up 3 times. I said, come on, we're getting back in bed. I was very short with her. Not rude, but kind of short. I feel regret for it, but I forgive myself today. And I know she does as well. Because what was to happen next is truly a God thing. I tried to lift her up 3 times, and she was 4'11" and 130 pounds at that time. And I couldn't lift her up. She was dead weight. 3 times I tried. The 4th time I finally wrestled her into bed, she passed away. She was in complete respiratory and cardiac arrest. I attempted to do CPR and resuscitate her. I called 911, and no avail. After several cycles of CPR, and just mostly panicking, I wasn't unable to resuscitate her, and she passed away at 54 years old. When I say it's a God thing, is that 5 years prior to that, she had 2 heart attacks, and she had a arteriogram, which her doctor, Max Garot, awesome cardiologist. If you need one, he's a really great guy. He's over on 410 in, I believe, Broadway. It's called Metro North Cardiology. Anyways, he did her caths, and he told me, hey, everything's going. He did an echo on her, and she had 75% EF, ejection fraction, which is like the functionality of your main pump. I'm not giving you a cardiology lesson here, but anyways. Also, he said that she has less than 10% blockage, which means she had no blockage, basically. Essentially, she was normal. So she had a negative cath and was healthy, and she was on statins. And in 5 years' time, she had a widowmaker, which is basically a term tossed around the cardiology community. And without getting too in-depth, it's basically a large plaque, essentially, or blockage, unless it was a coronary spasm. But I don't see that happen. I don't know. I've discussed it with Dr. Groh, and it doesn't make any sense how in 5 years' time you could build up something that was because the official cause of death was atherosclerotic myocardial infarction, which is basically a blockage or a plaque, a cholesterol, whatever it is, that gets stopped up with a thrombus, a fatty embolism, a blood clot, whatever. And I suspect a blood clot. And it was in her LAD, which is the main highway. It's the main coronary artery. So with that being said, you die rather quickly, but without symptoms. She didn't suffer, and she went peacefully. And when she died at 3:30 in the morning, my night may begin. And this is the story here.